Okay. Hi guys, I hope you can see me. So we are doing the 9-card spread today. So Meg over at Rose Honey Ritual decided that she wanted to see this as an actual hashtag. Sylvan is the one that had been showing this off over at Sylvan's Deadly Sins, obviously. Callie at the Truth and Story also has her own rendition of this particular spread. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 decks here. I still do not know which deck I was planning on using for this spread. So we're just gonna grab maybe this deck, because it was between my Majestic Earth and my Wayhome Tarot, and then I've got the Tempest Tarot that I wanted to use too. And I'm going to double check that we are still in frame. So give me just a moment here. I want to make sure we are still in frame here. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to play this by ear. And this doesn't feel like the deck that I need right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this deck and my Tempest Tarot, and we're going to call it good. Okay. So 9-card spread. We're calling this that 9-card spread, apparently. So it's going to run past, present, future. Earth, air, fire, water. Oh gosh. What's helping you, and then basically what's hindering you beneath. How did Sylvan put it? The spokes, the stick that's in the spokes of your wheel. I love that. I love that idea that it's not so much hindering you. It is, but it's more attainable, I guess, is really how I like looking at that. So I was meaning to do this yesterday and time just got away from me. So instead we are doing it this morning. Well, it's basically afternoon now, but I'm still gonna call it this morning. Okay, so we're just gonna give these guys a good little shuffle. Now this is a spread I'm gonna be reading for myself, so I think that's probably one of the reasons that I've been putting it off so long. And if you do hear any noise, I am outside and our air conditioner is going. So that is what all the extra noise is about. Okay, so, all right, that feels like a pretty good shuffle. So we're just gonna cut the deck. We're gonna do past this card. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that, and then I want to do this in the order that he did it. So we're going to, and I know everybody else has only done one deck, but I haven't got enough use of my Tempest Tarot, and I'm still debating if I'm keeping it. So we're just going to throw an extra deck in for this particular spread and scenario today, because this deck, I want to give it a couple more shots before I say, yes, I'm definitely going to rehome it. I'm going to put it up for sale somewhere. So we're just going to see. Feels like one more good shuffle. And that feels pretty okay. All right. Cut the deck. So we have earth. Air. Interesting. Fire. And water. And then I want to go back to this, but I'm going to reshuffle it. I've been finding that if I reshuffle, my deck is not as stagnant, if that makes any sense. Especially, I don't know, I do actually think these look pretty good together. Looks like we've got some pretty active cards. Okay, so just one more good shuffle. Okay, cut the deck. Ooh, okay. We have one major. Nice. Okay, so again, I'm going to double check, make sure we are still in frame before we start. Okay, so I'm just going to leave these guys just kind of hanging out here. And since that decided to be weird, I'm going to go ahead and flip these just out of pure curiosity of what's on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. An Ace of Cups and 2 of Cups on the bottom. That seems rather important. But I digress. We're just going to start this here. So past, present, future. So I had a lady I had Hazen at the beginning of the month tell me that I was going to have a choice to make soon. And the fact that I'm getting the Two of Swords mentally, I'm aware that I have actually already made this choice. It's something I've been ignoring, only because I don't know how to deal with this choice. So mentally, yes, absolutely, this choice has been made. It was something I'd been putting off. Excuse me. Okay. It's something I had only been putting off because I had been almost selfish about it. I wanted my cupcake, and I wanted to be able to eat it too. And I thought that emotionally, mentally, psychologically even, that I would be acceptable with making the choice that I did. And I'm coming to the conclusion that my ethics and my own, basically my ethics is I can't condone the choice that I've made. And it's just something I will never be able to get over. And I'm okay with that, because to me, it's still an unacceptable response, something that I thought I could just push away. So we come into the present, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. I honestly have been a bit of a busy bee. I've been working a lot. This week's been extra busy. I've also been able to attain a little bit more monetary. Just from the last couple weeks, I've been trying to work as many hours as I was possibly able to. So even advancing there, I've been able to finally say, I can set aside this amount because I need to be able to get this done for myself or my dog. And I need to be able to set this amount aside for bills that have been left aside because I didn't have the monetary option to pay them before, but now I do. And now I'm able to make a small tidy sum that says this is for emergencies only. And I can feel comfortable that I don't have to stress over money until my next paycheck comes in, because I'm comfortably set. I have a nice little sum here that I've been working on that has finally come to fruition, basically. So my present, very, very fitting, absolutely. And the Daughter of Pentacles here, the Page. Again, I feel exactly that this is just drawing on this 8 here, where I have this nice tidy sum, and now I get to possibly use it, and I kind of have. But it also means that I get to maybe do something for me, and I do. It's not quite how I should. Excuse me, should be wording that. I get to be a little bit more active. That's kind of what I feel with this, is I get to be a little bit more active here in the future, and I do. We have another event coming up on the 20th and 21st of August. We'll be down at Benezet. So I'm hoping that it will go well. I'm feeling more confident in myself as well, because I'm taking time to research and get more insight from people that have been A, reading longer, B, have lived longer, where my monetary issues are. So I do feel like I'm finally honing the skills and the people that I'm able to learn from to create something that's going to help me, not just in the short term, but in the long term. And it starts as very, very small. And I know that if I keep going the way I'm going, it's going to grow, and it's going to be a very nice, positive thing. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So earth, air, fire, and water. So earth. The fact that I got the Four of Swords, mentally, I do feel very stable. I feel like, yes, there might be, I think it all comes back to this too, where I have this indecision, but this already ready-made choice that I haven't actually dealt with. Yes, I've made the choice, but I haven't dealt with the repercussions of it, because I haven't informed anybody else but me that I've made this decision. So absolutely, this can come down on my head, but I also don't feel like, so yes, it's something that is hanging over my head, but I know that it's a conversation that we'll be able to have, and it won't devolve into anything, yelling or anything like that. So it is a stable choice, and physically in my life right now in general is very stable. My hours are very consistent. Like I said, I've got a very nice tidy sum that I've been able to just like set aside for emergencies. I've been able to do things that I need to, not just for myself, that I've been putting off because I didn't have the option because all of my money went to bills. But now I'm able to get things that my dog has needed for several months that I was able to just say, okay, I have the extra, let's go ahead and do it. I also just got my eyes checked. I get to order some new contacts in so I can see, and I'm so excited. As stupid as that probably sounds, I'm still able to see for another, 6 months. My eyes have finally settled down where I'm not changing prescriptions every 6 months. So earth, air, so mental. So this feels very much a looking forward. We are looking forward to that current position and to that long-term position. That's really what I'm seeing here. And I believe confidence, really, there's a lot of confidence in the people here that have for this one person. And my bet is they maybe just saw the land and actually that just totally, they're seeing the land. If that's possible, what this is back here, with it being black and white, it's very difficult to tell, but it's also feeling like if I'm overconfident, if I let my overconfidence decide for me, and again, we're at that still with this, I think, with that whole decision and everything, that the land will pass us by, that they see it, but maybe he is not. And we're looking maybe too far ahead, and that is extremely likely. Kind of don't put all your eggs in one basket. All right, I'm just going to do one more check, make sure we're still going pretty good before I move on to the last of the cards. So the next card we've got is Earth, Air, Fire, and we've got the 10 of Cups. So 10s, I feel like very much are completion. With this, the fact that we've gotten the Fire, I don't think I've quite, maybe, I don't feel maybe like I've completed something, but confidence, yes. Like the 7 here, like I do feel pretty confident. I think it's more of maybe one aspect of something that I've been researching, excuse me. Maybe one aspect that I've been researching or looking into, maybe I'm poking, pardon my language, but poking a dead horse, really pushing it when it's not necessary to push it. Like you've reached the end, you've done everything you can, excuse me, you've done everything you can. Now you kind of just have to put what you've learned, what knowledge you've gained to use, versus rehashing the same things you already know over and over and over again, which again, it wouldn't. And with the 7 of Wands here and this 10 of Cups here, I kind of see that as like the eye line, which could also be added into, we're missing the land because we're looking so in the wrong direction or so much farther out than we should be because whatever reason. So yeah, so that's something I'm definitely going to look into, is maybe I'm poking the dead horse basically. So Earth, Air, Fire, and Water, and the 2 of Cups. Oh gosh. So water, again, emotion. I think mentally I really have, like I said here in the past, I really have made this choice. And I think that's why I haven't brought it up yet, is because emotionally I've been enjoying what's been going on, but also I've been honestly hating myself for everything, just because of, like I said, the ethics problem. And the fact that I've got I've got the Two of Cups from both decks, just kind of tells me that this isn't the right person, this isn't the right situation, and I don't want either of us to get hurt. My trust has already been tested in this situation, and I think we kind of both know that, okay, we're just kicking a dead horse at this point. So I think that's very much what that is. And I'm just going to bring this Ace of Cups real quick. It's restart somewhere new, rehash and reset my own emotion, and just live. That's really what I'm getting with this, is don't let this be a setback. And I have been living. I've been living my life this week in just the most relaxed and livable way that I can. I've had a friend up with a couple of her dogs to hang out with my puppy. We've been doing so much stuff this week that I feel like I'm actually doing something for me versus going through the motions, because that's what I do a lot. I go through the motions because I'm expected to. So we're going to get off that really negative train of thought here, and we're instead going to skip over to the Temperance card here, which is what is helping you. And I do think that is like the ultimate card for what I've already learned and what I'm realizing through the rest of the spread, and for myself, which is balance, finding happiness in even the negative things. And that's what I've been doing with this Two of Cups. This Two of Cups, this Ace of Cups this week and the last couple weeks. Everything that's been coming down, I've been able to find some relaxation, some positivity, and what would otherwise probably be a, oh my gosh, really stressful kind of, what do I do? Why did I let myself put myself in this situation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm finding that I don't need other people to be happy, but having other people also makes me happy. Being able to have a person that I can call up and speak to and say, hey, do you want to come over? Do you want to go hang out in town? Do you want to go somewhere? And this is not romantic in any sense. This is just somebody that I work with that I could just call up and say, hey, do you want to bring the dogs up? Her and I are both off today, so our plan is to take the dogs and go somewhere. So I'm looking forward to that here in a couple hours. So that, I think, is really like the ultimate choice that I could have seen in this spread, to see that I am on a path that I'm much more happy with than I was last week, the beginning of this week, 2 weeks ago even. So much happier with that. Okay, so the very last card of what is poking in my spokes, what is currently holding me back because it's sticking in the wheel of my spokes, or the spokes of my wheel. Oh my gosh. Yes, spokes of my wheel. So the Six of Wands. My path is not over, for sure. My path is, there's light kind of at the end of the tunnel, but my path is not over, and I have to take the happiness that I'm getting from this spread. Absolutely have to take the happiness that I've got here with this, especially this Ace. And I think this Two of Cups here, this one here, and this Tempest Tarot kind of make me more of a let it go. And this is kind of going to be more like, embrace the love that you've already got. Don't let it be forgotten. Don't let the love you've already got in your life be forgotten. And I think that's where the Six kind of comes in, is don't overthink. Kind of, push through and let yourself move forward, and be strong in the things that you want to do, and the things that you want to experience. But don't, how do I put that? Don't wander off the path. That's kind of, it feels more like a Red Riding Hood kind of scenario here. I can just see little Red just walking up the path to Grandma's house and her deviating off the path and finding the big bad wolf. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this. Excuse me. So I am gonna draw. Okay, I'm apparently not gonna draw. I'm just gonna, you know, throw, the cards are just gonna throw themselves. I said I was gonna draw one card and then that just decided to pop out. My decks, man, my decks. So what I am gonna do, I already know exactly what this card is telling me, but I'm going to save myself a lot of bumbling, and I'm just going to read it from the book. It is the throat chakra. It is all about speaking and listening equally. Again, these guys, you know, I can't be distracted by my own expectations of, no, this is the way we're going because this is the way I want to go, so this is the way we're going, versus listening to the other people and seeing that in some instances they can be right. And that's where I think I know already, again with this Ten of Cups, like I think that's the point that I'm not able to just kind of like let go, like, okay, you have this knowledge, now you have to put it to use. And I think that's where these three are coming in, is so it's something that you have to put into practice a lot to be able to almost train yourself to be like, don't just assume you know everything. And I do that so often. You have to let other people help when you consciously or subconsciously know that they know more than you, or they have a different perspective. So that was the 9-card spread, with an extra bonus card. I'm pretty happy with this. I want to thank Meg, and I want to thank Sylvan, and I want to thank Meg for forcing, for asking Sylvan to make this tag and nudging him in that direction. So I hope other people decide that they want to give this spread a shot, because it is one that I definitely will find myself using, and I will be adding it to my repertoire for sure after seeing the nuances that I was able to receive in this deck. I definitely enjoyed it, and I want to thank them both one more time. But you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for stopping by.